Back to page 2 of your notes. All right, I believe you have filled up this table with the reading that you have done. Okay, I had deliberately censored my reading. Okay, I have actually done my part. Okay, I've done my part. See, okay, now I've deliberately censored these readings because I want you to do it yourself. Okay, if I'm going to show it, then people are just going to copy without reading it. All right, so please do your own part. All right, now we need to make use of this data, and then we calculate, all right, these two things. How do we calculate the average annual temperature? Well, we add up all this data together and we divided it by 12 because there's 12 months. Okay, so that we know that, annual means the whole year. So for the whole year, roughly, what is the temperature experience? Okay, and then for rainfall, what you do is that you don't divide up by the 12 months. You just add up everything and you get the total for the whole year. Annual means the whole year. Okay, rainfall. So average is divided by 12. Add up and divide by 12 because you're trying to see, roughly every single point in time, roughly what's the temperature. Okay, but total, we are looking at the whole year add up. So you need to add up and don't divide. Okay, so what is the value you get? Okay, so please do it yourself. I will not put it in here. Okay, and then I will check when I mark the paper. Now let's take a look below. Now you have your reading. Let's start describing. Okay, average annual temperature. Well, most likely your reading will be more than 25 because most of the temperature readings is between 25 and 30. Okay, so since it is at least 18 degrees Celsius, it will be hot. Okay, so you need to put it in there. Singapore has a, so how do we describe it? We say that it has a hot climate. Okay, and then we claim that it is hot. We need to back it up with evidence. Okay, just like if I claim that I'm the tallest teacher in school, I need to back it up with evidence. All right, so what's our evidence? Well, we use the annual average temperature that we have calculated from here. Okay, so if you claim that it's hot, add in the temperature, average annual temperature you have done. Okay, let me use a different color to indicate. All right, I don't want to see question mark in your response. You're supposed to calculate it yourself. Okay, so when I mark it, I want to see your own answer. All right, now let's take a look at the temperature. What's the highest minus the lowest? Okay, so as you can see from the graph, the lowest is actually in June. All right, and the highest will be your December reading. Okay, so you can, if you see that it is probably less than 5 degrees Celsius, that means our temperature throughout the year is actually quite constant. Okay, so you can put it in, the temperature is constant throughout the year. Okay, this is how we describe temperature. Now let's take a look at precipitation. Okay, now if you add up all your reading, most likely you will have more than 1000 mm, correct? So this means that the climate in Singapore is wet. So Singapore has a wet climate. Let's follow this reading. Okay, so this one is, maybe I put light blue. Okay, never mind. Okay, now as I said before, if you want to back up your point, if you make a claim, you must back it up with evidence. Okay, so what do we have here? We have total annual average rainfall. Okay, total annual average rainfall, and we have the figure here to show that it is more than 1000. Okay, so I will use the total annual rainfall that I calculated, and I put in the data I calculated over here. Okay, now next one. All right, we need to take a look. Do we have at least 3 months where do we have at least 3 months where the rainfall precipitation is below 60 mm? So each month is less than 60 mm. As you can see here, most of the months is above 150 mm. Okay, some months more than 200, more than 250, more than 300. So actually we have almost constant rainfall throughout the year. Okay, now from our point of view, it'll be 300 something drop to 150. That's almost constant, man. That's like half. Well, to those who study the climate, okay, they will actually consider this as almost constant, because as compared to some places, when they change, it really changed a lot. So for example, in India, I think I told you all this before, and Thailand and Myanmar, okay, and Cambodia, you know, there's only rain for a few months a year, okay, and then the rest of the year is dry. The amount of rain can be 0, 10 mm, 20 mm, okay. So you can imagine December where it rains almost every day, it's about 250 mm, all right. But yet for these places, you know, it's less than the amount we get in one rain for the whole month. Okay, so actually for us, yes, we may see that it changed quite a bit, but because it's not considered dry month, we are considered actually almost constant. Okay, so we can use this phrasing over here to help us, right? So Singapore experiences almost constant rainfall throughout the year. Okay, if there are dry months like in Thailand and in India, then we need to say Singapore experiences dry season from which month to which month. Okay, now you know how to describe. Can I get you to try to describe the climate for Thailand over here? Okay, and then I will explain it further in the next video.